So every time we think that things might be improving for Wendy Williams, something crazy just comes up and makes her situation worse. And this time it looks like she might be going broke. And for some reason, this makes her ex-husband Kevin Hunter so happy that he has been clowning Wendy all over the internet. And y'all are not gonna believe the nasty things he's been saying about Wendy's finances. So it looks like Wendy's finances have taken yet another hit. And if we're being honest, that isn't all that surprising because she has been out of work for almost 2 years now, and her money is still tied up with the Wells Fargo drama that's going on. Everybody knows that Wendy has been through it in the past 2 years, and it has all started with her health challenges. But before that, she struggled with the drinking problem and ultimately had to live in a halfway house for quite some time.
I have been living in a sober house. Only Kevin and Kevin have known about this.
She was absent from the Wendy Williams show for the last season, and the show was ultimately canceled by the network. When her health finally improved, she had to go into a wellness facility for her substance use problems, and she was finally released from the facility a couple of months ago. This was when we thought that things were starting to look up for her. She appeared to be in better spirits, and she even revealed that she was eager to get back to work and was going to launch a new podcast and maybe even another show soon. But then her ex-husband Kevin Hunter decided to be petty, and he dragged Wendy for not paying him alimony after she was ordered by the court. He claimed that he was going broke because Wendy had stopped paying the alimony, and he has tried to paint her out to be the bad guy, claiming that he was behind on his bills and also needed to get knee surgery but couldn't afford it because Wendy was behind on her payments. Of course, Wendy couldn't even access her money since she's in a legal battle with Wells Fargo because they're trying to put in a financial conservatorship. But that didn't matter to Kevin, who took her to court to try to force her to pay. But thankfully, his case was thrown out by the judge because, well, it just didn't carry enough weight. Oh, and let's not forget about the time that Kevin went live on Instagram to claim that his side piece turned fiance Sharina Hudson played an important role in the success of the Wendy Williams show.
And I mean nobody will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now.
But after the whole lawsuit drama, we thought that Wendy was on a streak of good luck, especially since she appeared to have moved on from Kevin's mess, even revealing that she was open to falling in love again.
I can't wait to fall in love.
Okay.
Now, I'm serious about that. You know, it's not enough that I sit home by myself at 58 years old. I can't wait to fall in love.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get married. I want him to have already had kids. I want him to be someplace around my age. You know, maybe 10 years younger than me and maybe 15 years older than me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
She also announced that she had a podcast in the works, and the podcast was rumored to be in the final stage, and Kevin clearly didn't like this because his fiancée Sharina Hudson shaded Wendy on Instagram saying, "Happy and healthy is all I'm on right now. The clickbait is real. I guess they need the storyline to continue for a podcast." This is how we knew that the podcast was going to be good, because there was no way that Sharina would be so shady if the podcast wasn't good. But then things took a downward turn when sources revealed that the podcast had been canceled. A source said there is no podcast. It's strange because she is saying there is no podcast, but is also telling people she's going to return to TV. It's hard to figure out what is based in reality. But the timing of this was very interesting because it came only a few days after Wendy went on a drinking spree in New York. Well, we all know that Wendy has struggled very badly with alcohol for many years, and she has had to go to rehab a whole lot of times for her drinking problems. So her going on a drinking spree is really not a good look for her. Page 6 reported that she drank her way from Fresco by Scotto in New York City all the way to Gay Bar the Townhouse. And another witness spilled the tea saying she kept saying she wanted to get drunk tonight. She wasn't hiding her drinking. However, her publicist denied the claims of cancellation cancellation, saying, "We are still working behind the scenes on several projects. There has been no official cancellation of the podcast." And it looks like Wendy might need that podcast money ASAP because it looks like she might be going broke. We know that Wendy is truly rich as F and probably has enough money saved up to live comfortably for the rest of her life without having to work again. But then her money is still tied up with Wells Fargo, and as we said, she's currently fighting a conservatorship suit with them. And what this means is that she can't access her money until the lawsuit is settled. So while she might have a lot of money saved up, she's still technically kind of broke right now. And according to reports, she is currently selling off her belongings and items in her New York penthouse to raise some money. According to The Sun, Wendy has been calling people asking them to help sell all her stuff. She is asking for recommendations on places that can sell furniture for you. The insider added that in her preparation for her move, she wanted to see how she could list items in her home, which could potentially include her iconic purple chair among other keepsakes. So Wendy claims that she's moving to LA in April, and this is why she's selling all of her stuff, but it doesn't explain why she would sell off some important memorabilia, like her purple chair. She has had that iconic chair for years, and the chair is probably one of the most important things that she owns. This is why people think that the real reason she is selling off her items is that she's probably broke and needs money ASAP. Now, her publicist has come out to flat out deny the allegation, saying, "Wendy is getting rid of items for spring cleaning. This is what people do this time of year. It's a new chapter for Wendy and she wants new things. This is a common gesture people do and Wendy is no different. It is out with the old and in with the new." But people don't buy this. They think that it's a cover-up. However, there have been a lot of supportive comments for Wendy, like this one that said, "It's just so obvious that Wendy needs help and assistance. Who are these people in her life? I just hope someone on her team actually truly cares for her. This is just sad. Where are all of those rich Hollywood friends? Can't they help her out in this dark hour? I pray for her and hope she gets better. She's earned her money and deserves her money in her life. She put in the hours." And how does a bank decide the mental fitness of a client? No doubt Wendy has some shady people around her, but WF, trying to keep Wendy from her money sounds criminal. However, not everybody feels sorry for Wendy, and Kevin Hunter is one of those people. Insiders report that Kevin feels like this is Wendy's karma for trying to freeze him out of his alimony payment. He knows that Wendy was being malicious to him, especially after she made this statement.
And I'm a very plotative individual. I will plot on you. That's right. And that's why I'm going into season 11. And he's changing Pampers.
So yeah, Kevin feels no pity for Wendy, and he has allegedly been telling people that at least Wendy now knows what it feels like for him to be broke and unable to afford his bills. He and Wendy are currently not on speaking terms after their court case ended, and he feels like this is some sort of victory for him because if he can't have money from her, at least she's not gonna have any money either, unless she sells off her items as he's been doing. Y'all, this is just messy, and Wendy really deserves a break because she has been through it. But hopefully things do turn around for her soon because our girl is due for some good news. But in the meantime, you guys have to check out this next video.